At Ageless Health Hub, we believe that aging doesn't have to mean giving up on vitality, confidence, or intimacy.
If you're a man over 60 who has started noticing changes in your body, perhaps your energy isn't what it used to be, your erections aren't as reliable, or you're withdrawing from physical closeness not because you want to, but because your body simply isn't cooperating, then this message is especially for you.
Contrary to what many believe, these challenges are not always the inevitable consequence of getting older. More often than not, they are the result of a much simpler and more manageable issue: nutritional deficiencies that have gone unnoticed for years. I'm Dr. Walter Kingsley, and for more than 3 decades, I've dedicated my career to helping men rediscover their vigor, restore their stamina, and reignite the spark in their relationships. Throughout my work, I've seen that the root of these struggles often lies in 3 specific vitamins that most men over 60 are silently lacking. Unfortunately, many healthcare providers overlook this connection, leading men to believe that their decline in performance and energy is just part of getting older. But in reality, the solution is often not found in a prescription bottle. It starts right in your kitchen. Today, I want to guide you through the 3 vital nutrients that every man over 60 should prioritize.
These nutrients can help you revive natural blood flow, support healthy testosterone levels, and bring back the kind of energy and drive that make life worth living. I'll also reveal the most common mistake men make when supplementing with these vitamins, a mistake that could be preventing you from seeing real results. By the end of this, you'll have a clear, practical routine you can follow to support your health, stamina, and confidence every single day.
Let's begin with the first key nutrient, vitamin D. Often referred to as the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D is more than just something you get from spending time outdoors.
For men over 60, it plays a direct role in keeping the circulatory system functioning optimally. Your body needs vitamin D to produce nitric oxide, a molecule essential for widening the blood vessels and allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach every part of your body, including the areas responsible for sexual performance. Without sufficient vitamin D, circulation slows down, fatigue sets in, and intimacy becomes more difficult than it needs to be.
I remember consulting with a gentleman named Paul, who at 67 was still mentally sharp and emotionally connected to his wife, but frustrated that his body was no longer responding the way he wanted.
His story isn't unique. Thousands of men find themselves in the same situation, wondering why the desire remains but their performance does not. In many cases, it starts with vitamin D deficiency. Studies show that over 40% of older adults don't get enough of this crucial nutrient, even if they lead reasonably healthy lifestyles.
The good news is that restoring vitamin D levels is straightforward. A regular morning walk for 15 to 20 minutes can help, as sunlight stimulates the skin to produce vitamin D naturally.
On days when the weather doesn't cooperate, or during the winter months, high-quality vitamin D3 supplements are the preferred choice over the less effective D2 form. In addition, foods like salmon, tuna, and fortified dairy products can help fill the gaps. Once men correct their vitamin D deficiency, many report improvements in stamina, clearer thinking, and a renewed sense of vitality. But vitamin D is just the beginning. Even if your circulation improves, your body still needs the energy to move that blood around, keep you active, and maintain the stamina required for life's demands. That brings us to the second crucial nutrient, vitamin B12.
Vitamin B12 is fundamental to energy production. It helps convert the food you eat into usable fuel for your body and mind. Without enough B12, no matter how much you sleep or how well you eat, you may still feel drained, foggy, and disconnected from the activities you once enjoyed.
I once worked with Robert, a retired firefighter in his 70s, who described exactly this scenario. Despite eating well and getting plenty of rest, he found himself dragging through the day, his mind clouded, and his enthusiasm for intimacy diminished. This is a classic case of B12 deficiency, something I encounter frequently in men over 60.
As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing B12 from food sources like meat, eggs, and dairy.
This means that even if you're consuming these foods regularly, you might still be running on empty. The solution is simple but specific. supplementation with the right form of B12. Most over-the-counter products use cyanocobalamin, a version that older men often cannot convert properly. The superior choice is methylcobalamin, the active form of B12 that your body can use directly. In some cases, B12 injections from a healthcare provider may offer the most immediate results.
When men correct their B12 deficiency, the change can be profound. They often report feeling sharper, stronger, and more present, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Whether it's reconnecting with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply getting through the day with more energy, the difference is like night and day. Still, there's one more piece of the puzzle. Even with improved circulation and more energy, your body needs protection from the silent wear and tear of aging. That's where the third nutrient comes in, vitamin E.
Vitamin E is sometimes called the fertility vitamin, but its role extends far beyond reproductive health. It acts as a powerful antioxidant, shielding your body from oxidative stress and reducing inflammation that can silently damage your blood vessels, lower testosterone, and weaken your overall resilience. Over time, this hidden inflammation can chip away at your health, leaving you feeling off, even if you're doing everything else right. I remember working with James, a retired pilot in his early 70s, who came to me perplexed. He exercised regularly, ate well, and maintained an active lifestyle, yet he still felt like he was losing his masculine edge. His energy was fading, his drive was down, and he wasn't bouncing back the way he used to. For James, the missing link was vitamin E.
This essential nutrient supports testosterone production, helps maintain flexible and healthy blood vessels, and contributes to overall hormonal balance.
Foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens such as spinach and Swiss chard are excellent sources of natural vitamin E. But when diet isn't enough, a high-quality, full-spectrum vitamin E supplement can help bridge the gap. After a few months of consistent supplementation, James reported feeling sharper, more engaged, and reconnected to the version of himself he thought he had lost.
The magic, however, happens when these three vitamins are combined.
Years ago, I treated a former coach named Walter, who had already been taking vitamin D, then added B12 after experiencing fatigue, and finally included vitamin E when I explained its role in testosterone support. While each vitamin helped him in different ways, it wasn't until he started taking all three together, in the right forms and doses, that he experienced a full transformation. He told me it felt like he had a new engine. This is the power of what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support working together in harmony. Vitamin D helps open the blood vessels and stimulate nitric oxide. Vitamin B12 ensures oxygen is delivered through the bloodstream efficiently. And vitamin E protects the system while encouraging healthy testosterone levels. Alone, each nutrient plays an important role. But together, they create a synergistic effect that can profoundly improve the way you feel.
Unfortunately, most men never experience these benefits because they make a critical mistake.
They assume that just buying vitamins, often the cheapest versions from discount shops or online, is enough. But the truth is, quality matters. The form of each vitamin, the dosage, and how consistently you take them determine whether they work or not. Low quality, synthetic forms of vitamins are often poorly absorbed or simply ineffective. Inconsistent use also undermines progress. Your body needs a daily rhythm to rebuild strength and restore balance. Take Gerald, for example. At 74, he came to my office with a bag full of supplements he'd been taking religiously, yet he was still tired, foggy, and frustrated. The problem wasn't that he wasn't trying. It was that he wasn't using the right forms or taking them consistently enough. Once we corrected that, he experienced dramatic improvements in energy, sleep, and sexual confidence within just a month. So how do you make this part of your daily routine without overcomplicating things? That's where the simplicity of the Ageless Health Hub method comes in. Let me share the story of Frank, a 66-year-old former carpenter who had been struggling with fatigue, poor sleep, and declining intimacy. We didn't overhaul his entire lifestyle. Instead, we built a simple, powerful routine around the nutrients we've discussed.
Each morning, Frank would start his day with a full glass of water and his methylcobalamin B12 supplement, taken alongside a protein-rich breakfast.
After breakfast, he'd step outside for 15 minutes of sunlight to naturally stimulate vitamin D production. On days when the weather didn't allow it, he took a high-quality D3 supplement with his first meal. For vitamin E, Frank added a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds to his lunch, along with a drizzle of olive oil on his salad. That was it. No extremes, just consistent, deliberate choices. Within weeks, Frank noticed profound changes. He had more energy to play with his grandchildren, his interest in intimacy returned, and he regained a quiet sense of confidence that had gradually faded over the years. He wasn't chasing his youth. He was becoming a stronger, more grounded version of himself. If you're watching this on Ageless Health Hub, let me leave you with this final message. It is never too late. The years you've lived do not have to define the years ahead. Your body is still capable of change. Your vitality is still within reach. But it starts with giving your body what it's been quietly asking for, consistently and with the right approach. You don't need a dozen pills or complicated health fads. You need the right nutrients in the correct forms, taken with purpose, and built into a routine you can actually stick to. The decision is yours. You can take what you've learned today and let it gather dust, or you can act on it. You can choose to reclaim your energy, your confidence, and your connection to life. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to support this channel by liking this video, sharing it with a friend or loved one, and leaving a comment below about what stood out to you most. Your engagement helps us continue creating content for men over 60 who refuse to settle for decline. This is Ageless Health Hub, and I'm Dr. Walter Kingsley. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.